Ẹ̀kálẹ́,
ẹ̀kásán.
Gbogbo ibikíbi tí a bá wà.
Àwọn kan sì lọ
Australia. As usual,
ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti máa wo
time for some years now.
Not quite.
I change to be a one-man show. I have chosen at my age. So one of the things I'm going to do it looks like the audio is not giving me any joy. I want to try and see if I can see it. So the first one of this I'll sort it out. My guest is here, and we're going to talk over and above everything. And you can be assured you're dealing with a big chief, a high chief, a big chief,
I'm hearing you.
Okay, so I can hold on, sir. Hello. Check what I'm saying.
Yes, hearing you right. Clear.
All right. I've been through this before, and it comes out to be. It's why okay. All right, let's go. Right, I'm back again. Bear with me. Whatever it is, I'm still not feeling comfortable with the echo. Where the echo is coming from. What I'm going to do is let me check again. So much technology. Washing. Let me start by introducing my guest. Chief, introduce
Well, I saw Oyibo, I saw Yoruba because that is the common thing within us Yoruba now. Èmi ni Olóyè Ọ̀mọ̀wé Pop. That's my apostolic name, Pop. Babatunde Ọmọ Ade-Banjo. That is Chief Dr. Pop Babatunde Ade-Banjo. From Shagamu. Well, in the current Nigeria arrangement, Shagamu is in Ogun State. I would simply have said that I am from Shagamu in Oduduwa Nation. But for proper appreciation by those who may not, I'm from Shagamu, Ogun State, within the state current location 9 as it is. But I prefer to say from Oduduwa Nation. along the west coast of Africa. That is me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Chief Dr.
Chief Dr.
Ade-Banjo. Let's start with Pop. Pop, sir.
Let's start with Pop. Pop, sir. Pop.
The meaning of what?
Pop. Any shop, Dr. P-O-P.
Any shop,
P-O-P.
Yeah, but pop, it's not an abbreviation. Pop means father, priest, messenger of the gods. If you go into any chamber dictionary, when I assume that name, I mean of Ramio more meaning there. I was already about 31 years old. I went on what I can say spiritual expedition to somewhere in India, Kotapati, to see a guru master there. And by the time I left him, I traveled 5 hours to Bangalore, where I have to pass the night the following morning to take a train that will take me 17 hours back to Cochin, where I came from. I had no choice but Kinlaw Lodge, the Baha'i Center. Baha'i faith is one of the major religions of the world, which had this sort of being that I've affiliated with them while I was in Cochin. I find it comfortable to go to their center, and I lodged that the following morning. But when I woke up the following morning in the ashram there in this hall, I find myself announcing to the person near to me that, "Good morning, my name is Paul." That is how it is. It was baffling for myself also that I had some kind of experience in the night which cannot be explained here, as a sort of the spiritual expedition. But that is how that's how I became Paul. I found myself having going to a notary public to add it to my name, and it took some years when I in London. That was 1979, around 1982, in London, around Waterloo. I entered a bookshop and I saw a Chambers dictionary, very big one, sort of, or whether sort of. So I'm still looking for the name of the meaning of the name that I assumed some 3 years earlier. And when I got under P, I went down and find Pop, meaning father, priest, messenger of the gods. That is meaning of Pop. And that has been the reflection of my life pattern. Since then, since that 1979, I've been a vegetarian, and I've been living more or less like a saint in my own little way. I don't do what most the ordinary persons do, and so on. When control attacks the one young, all that you can, that the scriptures forbid, I also have forbidden it in my life one way or the other. Apart from that, I live a normal life of having wife and children and serving this community and humanity. That is the meaning of Pop. It means father. I think that's the same thing American call popsin and so on. They may not know the meaning, but some of them will be knowing the meaning today. That's what it literally means. Incidentally, my name is Babatunde, and Pop also simply means Baba, father, priest, messenger of the gods. That's all. I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me, sir?
Can you hear me, sir?
I'm hearing you now, but I've not been hearing you for a few seconds or minutes earlier. Yeah, I was just.
Okay. Is it better?
I'm hearing you.
Better?
Were you hearing me when I was defining the meaning of Pop?
Yes, I heard you.
All right,
I heard you.
That's all right. I'm hearing you now.
Okay. Yeah. For the benefit of our viewers, because we have invited large number of people on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I need to tell viewers tonight that my last two episodes have been to do with the Yoruba world. I'm just doing it one by one. There be a time to come with more Babatunde, many other Yoruba. I also have a big that I'm bringing on board very soon. So I'm taking advantage of my age. That's why I think understand me more than now. So because I'm going to discuss, I'm going to start asking Dr. Babatunde Ade-Banjo. Ade-Banjo. Are you Ade-Banjo?
Yes, Ade is a compound name.
Yes.
The family name was initially Oduduwa because we are in Ijebu, either Oduduwa or Kubanjo. So, but my father was educated. Even his own seniors in my family, we are one of those families that I had, and they have modified the name to Banjo long ago. And when I also was going to primary school, I was Kiloruko Babatunde, Kiloruko me, Adeshagun, Kiloruko Baba Adebayo, Kiloruko family. They wrote the four names there, but they were calling me simply Babatunde Ade-Banjo, Babatunde Banjo. But when we got to standard 6 primary school, it was, and we were going for a certain exam then, which was very unique. They call it G2. With that G2, we can be teachers, we can be assistant clerks, and so on then. So my teacher simply called me that morning. He said, Babatunde Banjo, come. Orúkọ tí ẹ yìí yóò gùn púpọ̀ jù, kò lè wọnú form yìí. Which is your father's name, Adebayo? What about Banjo? That's the family name. I don't want to list the one that has Ade. I'm conscious of that royalty that goes with Adebayo. So my teacher there, one Mr. Kwasida, he said, all right, what if I shorten that your father's Adebayo to Ade and dash it to Banjo? That's all. And that is how I became Ade. I was thinking the whole country is only me and my children and some of my children of my brothers who probably have admired the name that are Ade-Banjo. In fact, at very meetings at times, I used to emphasize it that my own Ade-Banjo is different from Baba Ade-Banjo. His own Ade-Banjo is direct. My own is a compound name. That is how it became a compound name.
Thank you.
And I'm talking of that has been over 60 years, 70, close to 20 to 70 years ago that has happened. So,
okay. Now, the reason why I'm taking it from the level to medium and then to high and then upper high is we want to meet you with our tongue go so who you are and what you have been. Let's talk about your information from your elementary education
you mean my early life?
Early life, yeah, that's the same thing. Early life, yeah.
Well, my early life was a bit very unique because while I was that very brilliant chap at the primary school level, by the time I was to go to secondary school, my father interrupted, even though my father had enough money to send me to secondary school. Although me, he was a retired, he was an ex-serviceman. He served both in the Royal Army and Royal Air Force. And at the time I was leaving for primary school, which I should enter secondary school, he was working with UAC. But my father had an idea. Well, I got two admissions, one at Ibadan Boys High School and also Jebo Grammar School. Jebo grammar school and more attempt láti lọ tí màmá mi ò lè cope pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, and I stay back, and my daddy had an idea. There was this craft, carvings, this sculptures, which uncle mi kan ṣe ń gbà yẹn, and they were making a lot of money. So my father felt that I was a very brilliant boy like this. Tó bá lọ kọ́ṣẹ́ ẹ lọ́gọ́dọ̀ àbúrò òun, ó gbọ́ ti gbóyìnbó, á make àbúrò òun ra car every other 2 months or something like that. Tó ní lọ kọ́ṣẹ́. I went to every apprentice for 4 years. 1994, and by the time tán ọ̀rá mi ṣe tán ní tí n pẹ̀lú ìjọwọ́ Ìjẹ̀bú Grammar School tán wá ń ṣe tán, èmi kọ́ṣẹ́ tán. But because I only just did that to satisfy my father, I left Shagamu and came to Lagos and get into secondary school on my own. And by the time I got up to Form 3 in the secondary school and were to move to Form 4, I got into the Navy. It was under the auspices of the Navy that I did what was equivalent to GCE. The Navy, the British Navy had a system. If you join the Navy at our time, even if you have your school cert, but you don't have English and Maths, you are still going to receipt something which we conducted by WAEC. In fact, I see the papers at the war front, 1970. At the Jagutan, but we were still in a Court environment to Calabar and so on. So having done that, the Navy started sending me abroad, while in England in the 73, 74, and so on. It was nothing at all. And later on, the Navy now sent me to university where I became more educated and so on. That's my life has been my also very interesting. A lot of younger people who to really make something out of life.
Thank you. Just a quick interjection. Let me the word
Thank
Navy.
you. Just a quick interjection. Let me
one of the things I find very ridiculous was one Navy was moved to Kano.
very ridiculous.
How do you explain that?
Yes, sir. How do you explain that?
That was
that in Nigeria recently, I think it was a year or 2
in
years
Nigeria
ago,
recently, I think it was a year or 2 years ago.
in Naval business has moved to Kano.
Business
Kano, I think
to
yeah.
Kano.
Anybody move
Anybody
move to Naval to
Naval to Odessa?
I really can't get you. The Navy is one of the armed forces of the nation, Nigerian Navy. Though we have the merchant navy, which they have in England too, running all the civil ships and so on. And Nigerians are also something of that armed forces. The army,
yeah, I know.
maybe
There's
the
no
the one that I
there's
serve.
no
Yeah, I know. There's no
sea now.
there's no
Naval
sea now.
There is no sea.
Ní Kano, ibo ni sea wà mẹ́sà?
I am not getting.
Ibo ni sea wà mẹ́sà?
Ṣé ní Kano?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Oh, that was. Well, that is Nigeria. That is not Nigeria. Is an absurdity. It's a theater of absurdity, and there is nothing that is not possible in location 419. So you're right. At the right time, things will correct itself. Some people just felt that they must also that we will be wasting our time to discussing that story. Well, people will want to hear something about that, but I also find it very funny. They could have something resemblance of a navy around the Lake Chad Basin area and so on. But in the case of Kano, our Arewa people want to, they want to kind of stretch the sea to flow up to Kano and to even to Daura and whatever. Those are the absurdities that we call Nigeria. So let's discuss something more tangible. I can get you now. It's laughable. It is laughable.
Yeah, no, it's more interference.
It's part of the scheming. Yeah.
Yes. I want to now move
that
on.
Was one of the scheming.
Move on to the next level.
the next level here is about
Yeah.
the next level here is
I've tried to read a lot,
I've
as
tried
much
to
as I
read a lot
can about you,
as much as I can
different
about you,
manuals and so on and so forth. Yeah. Tell me
manuals and
also
so on and so
about
forth.
your political
Tell me
journey.
all what
I know you are one of the
political journey.
Oduduwa
I know you are one of
Oduduwa
the
National Congress
you
founder.
are
Tell
press
our viewers
founder.
how
Tell our
much you
viewers
put into it.
how
Where
much you
is Oduduwa National
where
Congress?
is Oduduwa National Congress.
Oduduwa National Congress was a culmination of effort. Actually, when I left the Navy, I joined some socialist elements to form New Nigeria Socialist Party around 1982, 83, before the elections and so on. And when that one has been bungled by the interruption of the military and so on, I settled into my profession. But at the same time, I haven't been part of the Amnesty International. Even as a naval officer, I joined Amnesty International in 1977. And by the time I left the Navy, around 1982 or thereabout, I, when I was, I also joined United Nations Association of Nigeria. That is having to do with the support system of the United Nations. We have World Federation of UN Associations, and every nation have, most of the UN member nations have UNA and so on. So I was, and playing that role in 1985 in Geneva, the Pan African Congress of South Africa, their UK branch met me in Geneva, and they invited me to London 1986 to come and be a keynote speaker one of their programs, Africa Election Day. That saw me staying in England for almost 1.5 years, from mid 1986 to 1987. But by that 1987, when Aare-Olorogun died, I went, I rushed back home. And it was at that time, Aare-Olorogun died May 9. I arrived in Nigeria shortly after, and we were to bury Aare-Olorogun by June 6. Around Wednesday, May 20, I issued the first salvo, the first statement I issued that day, that Yoruba should go out of Nigeria. I was worried. I was terribly worried that where Aare-Olorogun left us was not comfortable. That was the level of recognition that I have had about our situation as Yoruba people. In that first statement that I issued, I highlight the fact that as far back on 1946, Oduduwa, the British people put what together, which was an act of God. I have no quarrel about the idea of British bringing it all together in 1914. There are certain things that happen as acts of God. We may be expressing, assessing it literally here because of our ignorance. I am into a planetary situation that was on that Thursday, January 1st, 1914. It was one of the best, one of the greatest nations that will start on that day, when we have both the sun, Jupiter, and Saturn in the first solar house of that nation. So one of the greatest nations to be thought of. But yet, it's an experiment. Later on, we learned that those who started this had an age of 100 years. But by 1946, they seem to realize that the people they put together may not be able to survive as one. Then hence the Richardson Constitution. Richardson Constitution divided Nigeria into three. By 1951, the Macpherson Constitution implemented this, and there was now three nations, three regions. Each region, the West, the East, the North, each region has its own constitution, its own coat of arms. Even Western region had its own a kind of mini embassy in London. So that means the British themselves were preparing us to go three nations. But I don't know how Chief Aulos and other leaders of that time cannot do those properly. Because even in 1957, we had a self-government in Western region. So those are the things I highlighted in the press statement I made on Wednesday, 20th of May, 1987, when we have not even buried our law. And there I said that Yoruba cannot continue with the arrangement in Nigeria, that an error has been made. It might be a genuine error. Well, I don't want to blame the older people of that time. They had their concentrations. In the process of my arguments with Ade-Banjo and some other FNIPR leaders, they made me realize that why they agreed to go with Nigeria was because it was going to be on true federalism. But if I were part of them, then I would have said, no, if small Ghana could have its independence, Gold Coast became Ghana. And Malawi in East Africa, those nations in East Africa today, Tanzania and so on, they will have lumped together into a type of Nigeria. But Kamuzu Banda fought it and nail and made sure it never possible. That's why we have Malawi, we have Tanzania. That's what will have happened here in Nigeria then. We will not have had a Nigeria. So ab initio, there should not have been a Nigeria after 1957 because or after 1960. But there was a blunder. That's I take it as it was an error. And that error in my statement, I said that if I am called upon, I will lead the Yorubas out of Nigeria. I made that pledge on Wednesday, 20th May 1987. And I've been working on that all along to today. That's why sometimes when I see some people making statements and telling me that stuff, I just wonder. I don't know of a Yoruba man born of a woman that will say it's in front of me. In the process, I came back to join the IBB transition program. I conscripted in capital MK Abiola to join my party SDP and contest election because I was national director for political affairs of Social Democratic Party. I used to tell people, call Kola Abiola, anybody who's listening today, call Kola Abiola that how did Abiola become a candidate of SDP? He will tell you that the director called from Abuja asking him to call him from whether his father was interested. When IBB has dribbled us here and there and gave us only a short time to produce new new primaries and so on. I called my field officer because the national executive body of the party has been dissolved. It was remaining me as my director of political affairs, and the late Aboris Ade was director of research and so on, running the office. And then thank God Abiola became a president that was never sworn in and so on. In the process, I resumed the Oduduwa Nation project. When I had established the first Oduduwa Self-Determinarion Group in 1994, Oduduwa Liberation Front. A year later, 1995, after Frontier arrest gbogbo àwa afẹ́nifẹ́re NADECO leaders ní Baba Jasi, èmi got to know pé èmi ní special case because the Oduduwa Liberation Front has been known to the government, and I had to run away to America in exile. I was in exile for 3 years. Even and now to Abami, I want CS Comrade Adebanjo home with stationed at Canada and so on. And while I was doing NADECO there, I was also propagating Oduduwa Nation. The keynote speech I gave to all the Yoruba groups on 26 August 1995 at Denver, Colorado, USA. I don't know whether anybody has made such any statement that can withstand it up to today, where I told them to get Oduduwa Nation now. And I was launching many Yoruba and Oduduwa groups all over until even later part of 1995. Our come together, we formed Oduduwa Nations People's International Council in Washington, D.C. It is on the platform of that Oduduwa Nations People's International Council that we wrote the first letter to UNPO. I was thinking it's the United Nations headquarters in New York. We left in Washington, D.C. where I'm based. I lost UN headquarters. Around the 7th floor, I told her, no, it is not here you go. UNPO is in Washington, D.C., around the Capitol. Whereas I also live on North Capitol Avenue. So we submitted the first letter there telling that we Yorubas don't want to be part of Nigeria again. That was December 1995. Because of legal sort of by January 1996, we incorporated the Oodua Nation Frequency Council in Washington, D.C. And 25 years later, thank God, Baba Akitoye came to me here and served in the company of Akogutola Dini, architect Akeola, and so on, before they took the second letter, 25 years later, to the UNPO and so on. So, but when I returned from exile in 1998, I established Oodua National Congress, because at that time, the old LF that I established had been transformed into OPC, and there was already OLM and some other groups, and I don't want to be part of the Apapo-Omo-Oodua that were without having my own group. So OPC, ONC, which is my Oodua National Congress, and some other groups, we came together about that last quarter of 1998 when I returned from 3 years exile from US. And we formed Apapo-Omo-Oodua as a group for the first coalition for the projection of the Oduduwa Nation project. And then we went to lovely Oni of Ife, Olubushe. Not only did he bless us, he even gave us money to do such of our arrangements. And so we went to our Alaafin, who have just passed on, Adeyemi. He also prayed for us. And I will tell you that Olubushe became part of the project of the effort. Yes, part of the effort. The barrier on pictures, on BT, on Egbeko, at that time headed by one of the groups, headed by Akeola George, took the flag, the Oodua national flag. He adopted in one of our Yoruba confab ní Ìbàdàn, 2001. Yoruba confab, yeah, we have Yoruba from all over the world. The type of confab we may not be able to have again, because we have people from, apart from we in Nigeria hosting it, we have Togo, Cotonou, Ghana, Liberia, all Yorubas across West Africa. Then Latin America, Peru, Cuba, Brazil, Jamaica, Haiti, all sort of. Then USA, UK, where you all are around the whole world present in Cultural Center Ibadan. That was 1st of November 2001. It was there Aare-Olorogun for Ade-Banjo moved motion for the adoption of Yoruba national flag, Yoruba national anthem, and Yoruba National Day, 23rd September. That was the type of gathering that approved that flag. Because about 2-3 years ago, London designed a flag Tony blue and many stars. It's a bladder. They can't use that. If you know the forces that established that adopted that flag that I proposed, a lot of them have passed away today. We have had a lot of people that are truly heroes in this project. We have the late Comrade Ola Oni, who was the first leader of Apapo-Omo-Oodua. We have Baba Mojola. We have Fred Fasheun. We have Professor Shegu Banjo. That's the immediate junior brother of Colonel Victor Banjo that was wasted by Ojukwu during the Civil War and so on. And many other people who have passed in the process of this struggle along the way. Only God is saving me that I'm still here. I will have also passed on when I had to be deployed by NADECO to West Africa, to Ghana in 1998 as head of training program and so on. Many things have gone. So when I hear a lot of these younger people now, it's a good thing they are joining us. But they cannot just join us and then do as if nothing has been happening. And that's why they are not making headway. We will have got Yoruba Nation in 2022 as a practitioner and advocate of cosmic sciences. It was 2022 would have been auspicious for us to have Oduduwa Nation, not Yoruba Nation. In fact, the word Yoruba Nation will not even come in. It's Oduduwa Nation that we are talking about. Yoruba itself as like a cost to us because Yoruba, with the Sahel were calling us in those days, means unreliable. In those old days, some were one long trade, long. Some have promised one time new fulfill Yoruba, and then it become Yoruba, and then we found that. But Oduduwa is the personification of all the cosmic heavenly forces of Borumale to Nile Yoruba. No personify Oduduwa. And whatever we do under the name of Oduduwa will work, will succeed, and will live world without end. So most likely your market to go and continue on that. So that's the stuff there. Yeah.
Yes, you taking me to another dimension that might bring another. So are you saying there is a need now? Yoruba Nation to Oduduwa. Is that what you're trying to say? Because
what I'm saying is that we should all focus on propagating and achieving Oduduwa Nation. In fact, about a few years ago, running to 2 years now, when we were coming together as YSDM, as a kind of bringing all the coalitions and so on together under one umbrella, which was a very good idea, mooted by G8. There is a group called G8 in diaspora. When it comes to setting our constitution and talking of name there, I remember I told them that there is already Oduduwa Nations People's International Council, which we could adopt, which which some of us have put together far back as 1990. Some of people, even as a tribute to our secretary who already passed. Some people are telling me that Oduduwa is, some people say it's fetish. Those who are whether Islamic cleric or pastor, damn any cleric pastor who want to undermine the origin and the source of us. We are talking of a people. The Chinese don't forget their origin. The Indians don't forget their origin. All the various people, apart from America. America is a stellar sort of the Western, the European that went there have succeeded in genocide the original Red Indians, but the America is a settler nation. So let's not compare that. But every other race know their origin. The British, as sophisticated as they are, they don't joke with their reality and so, which is their origin. So if some people feel they are own sophisticated that they want to hear Oduduwa, damn them. They will not succeed. They will just waste our time like they have wasted our time in the past years now. The incursions and immature interventions that we have had in the project in the past 3 years have set us backwards. And that's why now so we're talking as if by December, declaration, reclamation, also several forms of things that you can unthinkable. Is it easy for a nation to get out of another nation? Does it not require the best of the one that is going out to strategically, tactically, spiritually, and so on, fashion themselves out? Is it just the idea of we Yorubas, let me just be using the word getting out of Nigeria. Any roles want to play. Meanwhile, they are militants, they will shout, diplomats, and so on. But they will have their leadership. The leadership that will be seemingly unknowing. Yes, leadership will be seemingly unknowing for the fact that in the leadership, consult, many other things, and so on. Not that somebody just sit down somewhere, then parrot and all sorts of that. Look at where we are today.
That's another question I want to ask
So
you.
that's another question I want to ask you.
Can you tell us where are we today?
Where are we
Because
today?
I'm listening to
Because
from
I'm
the
listening
historical background
from the
of this
historical background of this
movement, and I can
movement,
connect it to
and I
some
can
of them
connect it to some
practical
of them
efforts.
practical
But
efforts.
as we speak,
But as we
you just
speak,
also
you just also
uh,
uh,
alluded to
alluded to
the I will take it to be
I
a
will
week
take it to be
where somebody
where
claimed
somebody
that Yoruba nation has been declared finally, and then there have been countries supporting us, and that what we need next is proclamation, and then thereafter we need to do what we call the uh, occupation. So, what's your take with this set of news? I use the word
news.
news.
I use the
They,
word
they are not
they,
really. I mean, I read
they are not
political
related.
science.
I read political science.
That's how to take a nation
That's
out of a
how
nation
to
operates.
take
But then
the nation of
throw more
nation
light to what you
operate.
think
But then
happened a
throw
couple
more
of
light to what you couple of
Well,
sir.
I don't really get your question, but what I'm saying is that you cannot compare nations with nations. That's the point. The issue of Czechoslovakia is a different story. The issue of, look at India. We know what India was in 1947-48. We know
Ben,
how Sri Lanka first got out of it, then Pakistan, then Bangladesh, and so on. And India is remaining compact to the aboriginal kind of Indians, and so on. India was also a kind of a federation put together by the British, and so on. So in the individual nations differ. Our peculiarity here is that in the first place, we will not even, like I said initially, we will not even have been part of Nigeria in the first place. But then, because we should not be part of it, those people who we are managing to go along with bungled the whole exercise, starting from 1966 coup and the counter coup by the Kaduna Mafia that seconded, they first of all put Gowon there as sort of, but they find that Gowon was not fulfilling the mandate of Kaduna Mafia. And then they seconded Musa Mohammed. They gave an assignment. But our people were also, he was retiring all our intellectuals and technocrats and so on from the public service. We were all laughing, we were all feeling the so not knowing that what Musa was creating room was for them to come and replace all those senior public servants, seasoned civil servants, with mediocres, taking somebody from Sokoto level 9 to come and become level 14 in Lagos and so on. But up to all those were happening. Then later on, they make sure that someone like Aare-Olorogun did not become president of Nigeria. And the worst came at the time of Abiola when we won hands down. And then there was this tussle between Abacha and Babangida. Babangida, when taking over in 1985, had promised Abacha that he would spend 4 years and hand over to him. But Abacha kept quiet. Babangida spent 8 years. He now wants to hand over to Abiola, who had genuinely won the election. Abacha said, no, you cannot. Well, your promise was to hand over to me. And Abacha took the matter to the Arewa leaders. And the Arewa leaders compelled Babangida to have to annul the election. In one of my videos, video interview, I have already said in there how one of the principal leaders committed suicide in the process. I will highlight that more in my autobiography. And that, if anybody challenge IBB today, that's one gentleman who was supposed to be national director of Freedom Democratic Party said that we were compelled to annul the election by the taking what can be called suicide quote unquote by one of the leaders that pressured you to annul the election, and seeing that you don't want to do it, then he took his life. And by the time he was supposed to be going for the funeral, he decided to give a message of annulment. But there's so much that they will be elaborated at appropriate time. So they don't want us to rule Nigeria, and we don't even want to rule Nigeria. Let them go their way with their Islamization or Fulanization or whatever, and so. Well, we remain on our own. My problem is that a lot of idiots and fools that took the larger population of Yoruba people today that will not allow us to be able to get what we want at appropriate time. That's all. A lot of you have eyes that cannot see, ears that cannot hear. That is the situation. We have no business being part of Nigeria anymore.
Well, but unfortunately, as you speak, we are still part of Nigeria. All of us, we, of course, that is our dreams that we want to live. We are able to live based on what is going on. Charade, the shenanigan of 2020, when somebody declared Yoruba nation has been declaration of independence. That's what I think. That person didn't use the word. It's a declaration. We now find out that it's a sham. It's a sham, and then the hope. What do you want to say about all what?
In the course of my discussion, I've already told you that is all a waste of time. All those who are talking of declaration and all that is a waste of time. They have actually done a lot of damage to the actual genuine struggle. And now, in fact, at the beginning of this year, I was trying to make a move that will bring all of us who are supposed to be notable in the struggle together under one platform, so that we'll be able to come and sing together. I make some people to realize that but you find that immediately time put that something together, some of them are removing themselves because they don't even deserve to be part of the struggle to that level initially. But I want to tell you that I want to say the same northern cabal, one of concede the presidency fún yàn kan, wọ́n mú a danger, wọ́n fi tì lẹ́yìn, sort of, because they know where they are going. Dùn, àwọn mìíràn ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kọ́ awẹ́lẹ́ and so on. So, but then the important thing, my own message for when you wa, let everybody semper. Let them now listen to those of us who have been carrying the project all along. I am talking to the representing all the fallen heroes since 1980. See Comrade Ola Oni in me, see Babatunde in me, see Professor Ade-Banjo and others who have genuinely been committed. So let all of us come together for the same, including Professor was a sort of aberration stood against him with the sort of there, but then later on, because we have to go together, reconcile ourselves in sort of. If he were to have been as at 2017, giving a speech, all the Yoruba groups gathered by. Remember, I was on a sick bed, Abuja, from where I sent two major groups, Apapo-Omo-Oodua and if you look behind me, you'll see a banner.
Yes.
The structure is too late.
Yes.
I was on a seatbed where we were discussing on the platform of Yolicom. Yolicom is Yoruba Liberation Command. And saying that we go there. I said, gentlemen, we are going there, but we are going to demonstrate that the something they are talking about was too late. And then led by my own group, Oduduwa National Congress, they demonstrated they are now there to make their case. Comrade architect for Yolicom really presented our case there. It was Akitoye was the keynote speaker. He had no Oduduwa at that time. Something we have started 30 sort of. It was 2018 that he later myself and him joined come to whatever or Nola and so on. And somebody just came, a catalyst of confusion, just came and said that we need a leader of Yoruba and so on, and then created all the problem since 2019, which what has been going on gradually.
Baba, sorry to interrupt you.
Situation. Those who have been coming with us since 1998, who are loyal to this struggle, a lot of them are already getting frustrated and tired now. Seems to be as if they are not relevant. Has made many of them to be kind of. It takes a lot to keep them going. I would love to see their demonstration. We shall not be necessary. Ní 2020, àwọn kan tí wọ́n ní Oodua Action Movement, wọ́n náà fẹ́ organize a rally on October 1st. Ẹni tó represent wọn ní Ogun State níbí tó ti wá bá mi nígbà tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀, ó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Wọ́n nínú ẹ má ṣe o. A ti ní Yoruba National Day tiwa, which of December. Could join. Federal government first shape 60th anniversary of their own nation, which they believe in, on the 1st of October. Why do you go and contend with them? You'll be caught. It is people who have something upstairs that can lead a struggle. And not only me, want to come accuse Gani Adams. No, Gani Adams has been part of us, even though he has his own problems. I mean, somebody was talking the right thing. You don't go and confront the federal government. The 60th anniversary of Nigeria means a lot to them. Let's not go and confront them. When you after government, but if you want to do certain things that are not that in own interest, we will do it in a way that will not be directly, and we will get on with what we want to do. It was since that time that WFUNA has started here and there. A lot of people you may moderately want to call mistrust into the whole process, and so on. I'm saying all this so that people who can think, let them think and know that we need to be more sober. It's not within the next 6 months, we don't know what problems that can arise with Location 9 that will give us opportunity to still grasp and get what we want.
Chief, now let me ask you this question. And this is very,
let me ask you this question.
From all what you said, there is a fire on the mountain. Fire on the mountain we have that of unionism. We have just united. We have these fractions here, united. We have these fractions here, and so on and so forth. How do we? How do we get only official work? The only if you work. The only if you continue in this kind of fragments. Fragments. We are not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. This is a part of
this
is part of. So because we are not together.
àwọn tó ń ká lọ. So because we are not together, so how can we get to?
Well, media practitioners have a lot of role to play because, for example, bloggers, Yoruba bloggers, into kind of, or they created most of the factions here and there in some cases, and so on. I don't know why they became so many and sort of. Well, they believe that by making noise here and there, sort of. So media people need to highlight the genuine, I won't call agitators, but genuine campaigners. I am using this medium at this time, in spite of all that I have said. Mo ń fi àkókò yìí bẹ̀ gbogbo àwa tá were interested in the sovereignty of the Yoruba race. Ká calm down. Àwọn tó wà in leadership position tó ready láti work together. Àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ move yẹn ní January yìí. There was a forum that we have created tó jẹ́ pé bóyá tá a bá bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ̀. I really understand wípé kì í ṣe method tí wọ́n ń lò yẹn tá a bá ṣe dá nǹkan kan and you go to sọ̀tọ̀. Mo fi opportunity yìí bẹ̀ àwọn tó bá ń gbọ́ nu wọn nu àwọn bíi 20 tí ta sort of list from Professor Akitoye, then Aare-Olorogun, Gani Adams, my humble self, then Chief Sunday Igboho, àwọn Bashorun, àwọn alàgbà Tọ́ládéní and others tó ní group dédé tá a ti list papọ̀ tí wọ́n jọ jẹ́ kí platform yẹn kó ṣiṣẹ́. If that platform works, kárí bí bára wa sọ̀rọ̀ ń bẹ̀, we will re-strategize tóníkálùkù bá lè follow pride yẹn. Torí mi ò tí ẹ̀ rí pride náà ṣe pride kó kéèyàn máa sọ fún ọ pé by December, by this, by that, nǹkan kan. Mo rí ẹ̀kan before this program started, mo rí kíní àjọ ìpè ṣé Commonwealth Office tó reply letter àwọn èèyàn kan tó ń sọ fún wa pé àwọn ò lè recognize Yorùbá nation torí pé àwọn ṣì recognize the sovereignty of Nigeria. That is the truth. We have a lot of job to do. Tó jẹ́ pé we will have the diplomatic corps, have the military corps and surveillance sort of tó jẹ́ pé and reporting to a leadership. Ìyẹn ni wọ́n ló yẹ kí YSDM jẹ́ last time. If that leadership will be a combined leadership, they will have somebody there as a chairman and so it's one equal. But I service for you. Wọ́n nígbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí meet yẹn, àwọn kan nígbà tí we have a lot of principalities lórí kìíní yẹn tó jẹ́ pé gbogbo ìjọba ìwò náà rẹ̀ pé ó bring a lot of us in. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan tán náà àwọn GA ẹni tó represent àwọn GA tí bàbá títọ́ ìbá ti wá fẹ́ jọ ìwà ẹ káàbọ̀ bàbá wa nǹkan kan ìyá dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ fún bí 10-15 minutes á ní ọ̀kan tó dé wù. There are some folks tó lẹ́jọ́ orí wa ń bí àǹsán. He was never part of the media. So it's as if no, it's not how Yoruba leader. Yoruba believe in collegiate type of leadership in a situation like this. You know, your Messi and so on. So you have to respect each other. A shaman, not because you are the best. There are some of us who will finish whatever level of knowledge you may think you have and so on. So when you're part of us, we had several meetings until I said, how can you be chairman and you have not been part of a conflict meeting for a whole length of almost 10 months? Back on there and so on, in the process, they feel undermined. It's not so. Just see yourself as one among equal. And the on child service, on create problem, Our country share a kind of cabal within the sun. We can't go share within the night with the location 9 system. We cannot bring it into this system. So now a lot of errors have been done. We have seen that we have made no way. Let everybody now come down together. Facilitate. I will furnish you with a list of some notable leaders. I am a moderator of the whole process. I started the process 1981. I'm still active. I've sacrificed everything, sacrificed all for this project. I would have been governor, minister, or whatever, if I wanted to. But we talk on the governor, on the Jagaban, on. But because I dedicate everything to it, most of me have been vegetarians in 1979. It's all part of leadership. So we can jump into something. Somebody who has been living a reckless life, sort of jump on the best, celebrate as if it's something. Who are you celebrating? People who are celebrating mediocrity to also stop it. You can't be short with that. That cannot be part of the effort at all. What are you communicating with people who are genuinely administration can on their photo field marshal, can't feel photo to just pay in a normal stretch of military something. Tabak from sergeant till our generals. How do you do that? I'm a military tactician. So we have to go well, and that is we all have to be born again. I will use the word born in. All of us in this process must be born again.
But is it true, sir, to say
that is the language I will use at this
Is it true, sir, to say this project has been hijacked by our
This project has been hijacked by our
uninformed and they started using
that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. It has been hijacked by uninformed and so on. It's on bloggers because I know the social media is something highlight the advantages and disadvantages of social media. The disadvantage is every idiot, man, son, or circle come back. Democracy has its disadvantages because it allows somebody who has nothing to say to open his mouth and be making noise and disturbing and so on. Yes, this democracy is that too. It allows people who have nothing to say. This 18-year old something for election and some of the baby time looking at the United Nations level. 18 years something. Many 18 years know what they are doing politically and not to even to vote. People just come back home there on not down see come from my cold on the wall on ja in Labekala oh 2000 that in Koko. I was hearing them because they are idiots, fools. So we still have too much of that influencing our activities and projections. So our leadership of this team must be born again and come together and strategize.
Alagba, I want to ask you, as we speak, what is your relationship?
I want to ask you,
as we speak,
what's your relationship
from the
other leaders of Yoruba?
From the introduction, like you know virtually all of them.
The introduction,
or you know
like you know virtually all of them.
What's your relationship with most of the high well balanced Yoruba people? Because from there is something get together.
We're not going anywhere.
Because it looks like
well, I have tried my best. Yeah, I have tried my best to maintain an even relationship. For instance, Mobinuku Onuwa is there because Papa Akitoye one wrongly accused me at one of the meetings, and I decided to stay behind and back and so on. But some young men who felt not uncomfortable about it, one love back one and so on. Later on, we talk now. I saw a few days ago. The only thing he has allowed. I don't know. He has well, old age now. Ó máa ń sọ ọkùnrin di obìnrin. He has become like an abiyamọ. Mo rántí pé mo sọ one of the meetings that the struggle require a father, a leader, and not a father. A father tó ń fọwọ́ pa eléyìí lórí eléyìí sọ́tẹ̀ tẹ̀hún sọ́tẹ̀ and so on. Eléyìí kan eléyìí má bínú nítorí má bínú. That's not. We say what front affair? The struggle require a leader. A leader does not condone that which is uncondemnable. Anybody who will be a leader of men will do everything to save a life. And they say, get him off his head. Well, on the completely red and necessary. Only at the same time must be ready to save lives.
Interject you there. Baba, the problem in that, we are not yet a nation. And there's a limit you can give orders to some people. We're looking for willing people.
We have more than enough of willing people. We have more than enough of willing people. We only need to streamline and create an order. There must be an order. Order is the first rule in the cosmos. You can see all the billions of planets, stars, asteroids, and so on going without one hitting the other. That is order. There must be order. Tẹ́bá wo life àwọn bí wọ́n life on Chinese and so on, Mosama Mao and this, Fidel Castro, a lot of even kí lorúkọ Libya, Muammar Gaddafi. Tí ó bá jẹ́ wọn lórí burúkú tán decide láti wá they destroy Gaddafi. A leader must be firm. In our own case, we can start from a collegiate kind of leadership. When I've mentioned it, all of us don't sort of together. But in that order too, there must not be an allowance for all these aberrations and so on. A leader cannot sit down somewhere and say, you can't get anywhere.
I agree with you, and I've suggested that to Akitoye many times, and in fairness to him, he has agreed. Baba is doing, and I suggested to him, more people. So everyone need more advisors. In tandem.
The point is that one of the things so that Baba so wrong, anybody who can contend with him. So they try to have a Baba Jashebe. Or like, everybody needs to that's not so.
No, that's something.
That's why I said that.
I've been in position of leadership, and I watch and see about I watch gbogbo àwọn followers Baba direct the affair of the group, then he works in team, but then again he allows everybody have their say, where he has to rule, not commonly, where he has to bring together in
but the point is that we need to find out such a person like Apapo-Omo-Oodua to be the leader there. That is where I have my very serious grudge with Dr. Victor Taiwo. Also, constantly, he's one of those who come that first interview. He is the one that created all this wahala since 2019. Because we need somebody to have a point out as leader and so many years. We need. But let us continue to emerge. Taking it that he has been more or less a disciple since 1998 that we have been together, and so on. So he always look at himself as more than what he's supposed to be. But that's a different story entirely. Because just come to our country, most everything about how what my makeup now have played they might someone role to play at international level, at Amnesty International. Where you know that a diplomat is talking, a soldier is talking, if a political guru is talking, and so on. And then there are some of us who just say that when we look at it, confirm and survive the struggle. You can't mix your daily survival on the struggle. Some people are to just say when the ships are down, they want to make their living out of the struggle. Your source of livelihood must be different from the struggle entirely. I've not been a beneficiary of any donation from anywhere. I'm talking now. Let every group in the diaspora, send Oodua National Congress or say Apapo-Omo-Oodua under my leadership or sort of no. But I've hosted meeting at Apapo-Omo-Oodua. Someone come, especially from the OPC on some of their system. One of their leaders, he monetized everything. I said I don't want to go that way. That my attack on one individually. Let us strategize. Let us have a plan. When we have a plan, that is my attitude. Àwọn èèyàn kan wà tán wà interested tí wọn ò lè ṣe nǹkan táwa ń ṣe tán lè fund there. Ṣùgbọ́n you find a lot of quacks. Àwọn tán náà tán send owó lọ́hùn nígbà tán bá ń sọ ó máa ń embarrass me ni. I have been in this struggle since 1987. Nobody can say that òun ti ń forward owó kan sí mi rí and so on. And you have been feeling my impact in many other areas and so on.
I was also saying, sorry to interrupt you, sir. Our nations, movement so they send us big nations. I remember when was arrested. I mean, facing rendition. I think they have access to his account. Millions of pounds, millions of other currencies. But what I'm trying to say, like I organize, funding.
If I'm to help you out, we established Yoruba National Fund. That's the type of avenue. Àwọn Igbo wọ́n ti establish Biafran Fund wọn NADECO as during the 1995-98 period of my exile. Something that that's like they inherited money from low, so they can see. I established you at the other time. One of launch share with funfair making a lot of noise. I said no, it's not done. It's not done. I want you to establish you 40 years after that. I said I want Biafra. Tiwa náà tán fẹ́ ṣe last time mo sọ pé kán yọrùkọ mi kò nu YNF tán bá máa make a noise of it. That they went to Kotonu. Were they able to launch it the way they? Does the local Kotonu government cooperate with them diplomatically to do what they want to do? You should be able to listen to people who have knowledge, who have enough understanding of what is at stake. That's the point. Everybody must feel lọ́gàá. If that's the avenue tó yẹ ká ti lówó nìyẹn kì í ṣe tí kan máa kówó da owó sínú go sínú omi kan náà wọ́n send owó sílé ó ti sọ wọn ti kankan because you are not patient enough to really know which of the groups are genuine and so on. But at it tó ti dó ságo and so I'm begging everybody, I'm using this avenue. Ní orúkọ gbogbo àwọn forefathers wa ó bẹ̀yìn ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí náà ẹ̀gbàgbé báyìí. We are creating if Baba and some other groups can cooperate with what some of us are trying to do. The YNF, well, it's not meant to serve only ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà. Àwọn kan lọ dá ẹgbẹ́lẹ̀ wọn á ní òun dẹ̀ ní umbrella organization. How do you establish and call it umbrella organization? Apapo-Omo-Oodua, ẹgbẹ́ púpọ̀ ló papọ̀ tá a dálẹ̀ tá a dẹ̀ tún lọ bá olórí gbogbo Yorùbá ń gbà yẹn tó bless wa tá a tún lọ bá Aláàfin and so on. Groups will come together. You don't just come one group and then call it, and then a lot of confusion has been created because everybody wants to do that on one shape. If everybody can just see, sempe, carry, or carry, the move that some of us have started this January, making gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ papọ̀, mo bẹ̀ mo fo avenue, àwọn tó bá ń gbọ́ kí n kàn jẹ́ ká papọ̀. Our leaders that we are able to shortlist 20 of them, what you mentioned one lórí kìíní yìí, so that we form a collegiate something. Lè sọ kì í ṣàwọn nìkan la fẹ́ kó lára Nàìjíríà, ó lè jẹ́ on the other side ọ̀nà máa create a situation tó jẹ́ pé àwa náà ní choice to káyà side. Àwọn náà sọ in those days if any error is made and the East goes, the West will go. Mo rántí ní 1996 tí Abacha rán Ojukwu, ó rán Ojukwu 1996 mo tẹ̀ sọ tó rán Ojukwu àti Aneni and some on group tó wá sí US láti wá mislead the American leadership. It was done at the NED sort of Carnegie Center. Don't you? Wọ́n pé àwa NADECO tá wà ní US síbẹ̀. I heard of it because of I'm the engine room of NADECO in US. Mo dey burst into the place. Mo ṣe débẹ̀ tí mo fọ́n káàdì mo wọlé bá máa débẹ̀ Ojukwu mo bá tó ń sọ̀rọ̀. Tó ń sọ báwo lọ ṣe disappoint nǹkan mo jẹ́ kó sọ tán bóyá sọ tán báyìí mo kàn yọwọ́ sókè. And èyí máa ń múra full Yorùbá full dress máa tún fi ìtajò sí bíbí. Mi ṣe dọ́gbẹ́ gbogbo àwọn American leadership náà mọ̀ mi, including Ambassador Perkins, Susan Rice, all of them. Mo ṣe wọlé báyìí tí mo jókòó tí mo yọ ọwọ́ gbà tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ tán ní. Chief, what have you got to say? Mba face Ojukwu. What rubbish have you come to be telling the American leadership here? In the first place, why should they organize this type of forum without NADECO being present? Papa Enahu is in town. I don't know. I can say I bulldozed my way here because I heard of it and I came. I presented my card and they sort of. Did our Lord had anything to do with your planning? Even somebody like Victor Banjo, Juna, and so on, who were in the Djibouti prisons when the northern the Kaduna Mafia were executing their coup, and they run to the east with a view that you cooperate with them. You shunk them into detention, only to take them out and give them assignments to go and die. Which saw Ife Juna die, and Victor Banjo, whom you deceive and so on. Then watch out some way. Outlaw came as an elder statesman then, and he assessed what is going on. He was getting down from the plane in Lagos, and the press interviewed him about how was it. He said, "Well, what I saw is sort of, and I pray if the government does not pacify them and allow East to go, the West will go. It's a conditional something. It did not come. Ojukwu, he has never been so disorganized in his life. We are in the United States. About 2 months later, Abacha hotel of my choice. Mo refuse. Nigeria, Abacha bad blast there. How can you say you go to US, you could not see that guy? Go back. He came back. I refused to still see him. Once he multi-billionaire in dollars. I refuse.
I want to appreciate you on that. I want to appreciate you on that. Some of us are not recognized. It's what
I know. àwọn èèyàn wá fúnra wọn like that some of them the one wo tí wọ́n bá tó yẹ kán tí mọ̀ pẹ̀lú mi àwọn kan jẹ́ disciples mi immediately they saw so they went but all of them are disorganized today and they don't find it easily coming back to me why they are not doing still with those they quickly rush to, but all of them I want back because I'm speaking for our ancestors and all those and the following those. So everybody we must come back.
Yes, I agree. I want to take you and moving up. I want to take you and moving up higher and higher.
Yeah.
The issue of the youth. The issue of the youth. Isn't it enough time for you and other leaders take over and continue this struggle? Take over and continue. What do you want me? What do you want? Because
well, my own position is that I want younger ones can listen to one. Any good leader must know that whatever struggle is generational. It's something that we can't start and expect that how long anti-apartheid struggle, how long will last, and so on. Any struggle will take generations. So, but in past, those younger ones must submit. They must be ready to about to say. I have one young man who I very much cherish. His name is Oduduwa. Who they call long coordinate something Oduduwa sort of group, and he asked a lot of questions. I want you, the younger one. The point that like I said, Atari Jano who can share Romode, the Bomode to Baba Jeon, to Bomo, Ababa Jeon, that situation. And why there's no role that play to give guidance. Our younger people, or normal form most of the committees, most of the calls. I'm talking of diplomatic deals and so on, strategic planning and all that sort of. Ṣùgbọ́n ó dàbí kan ìkan lóhun Adéyínká grandson sometimes. Tẹ́ bá tẹ gbọ́ nǹkan tí yẹn sọ láyé yìí, you just wonder where he comes from, whether it's from Mars or from Uranus and so on. Kọ́kọ́ máa abuse. Ó ṣe débi pé British government láti wọn ló dà kán arrest ẹ sometimes ó fẹnu kọ in the process. Kóìkì ìyẹn náà jókòó méjì àṣọ mo rántí ìgbà kan mo wo àwọn kìnnì kan tí yẹn jókòó ti kí lorúkọ ẹ tó jókòó ti Sunday tí yẹn ń bú àwọn àdéhùn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ nǹkan tó máa ń wọ́n ni pé máa share because what they gain from being bloggers is more important. How can I'm a media person? I MBC 1967. This MBC TV. From television, I left to join the military, and when I left the military, I also came back to into the media. I've been a fellow of Institute of Relations since 2001 and so on. I'm a media practitioner per se, in sort of. But you don't allow things that will cause problem to your clients. If anybody, any Yoruba man, that decides that is sọ̀rọ̀ kọlu Ọọ̀ni, gbogbo principalities Yoruba ló ní Ọọ̀ni represent. Forget whether it's a young man, but that bó jẹ́ ọmọ 12 years wọ́n fi síbẹ̀. It personifies all the Yoruba principalities. tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ òdì sí Olúwarí àríkòrán àwọn irú Adébóyè. I have my reservation about Christian and Pentecostal, but Adébóyè are sitting at the head of about 45,000 churches around the world. Ó fúnra ti di òòṣà. Yes, Adébóyè fúnra ti di òòṣà. Gbogbo churches wọ̀nyẹn náà ń gbàdúrà fún lójoojúmọ́ and so on. So you can't just sit down and be abusing such people. But they share abuse one, they counter something much. So they long apologize. No, I forgive you. It's a waste of time. It doesn't work like that in the spiritual realm. Ọjọ́ ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ tó ti ṣe ni reaction ti ń tẹ̀lé ẹ̀. Tòtí àwọn nǹkan mi bá dẹ̀ ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ later máa ń bẹ̀ sí wá excuse lọ́tún ló ti lágbájá ló fà á tàmẹ̀tì tó fà á ó ti fúnra ẹ̀ cause problem fúnra ẹ̀. Tẹni bá fẹ́ kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ní nǹkan tí mo sọ ẹ̀ kókó kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. You don't do that.
Let me quickly react to that. The only problem where you alluded to Oni another person can see that openly anti and I are struggling to. So I can now understand where
yes, they might seem to be ọgbọ́n la máa lò because they are not they are comfortable. Most nígbà táwọn military officers kan ṣe meeting gbà kan wọ́n ní ẹ̀yẹ kan average military mo attend meeting military retired officers kan lé ní Ṣàgámù bí. They are all comfortable, let pension one law and so on. A lot of them don't sort of. You still need to indoctrinate to let them know. Ó want them to get come on. Mo rántí in those days, Ọọ̀ni Olúbùṣe, I invite me àtọwọn kan sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀. After tá a bá sọ̀rọ̀ tá a jẹ́ kí bàbá bọ̀ báyìí. I remember one day, open up fún wa. Ó ní the great tóun bá like láyé òun kóun tó lọ, ìpè kóun rí ìjọba Oduduwa. I can tell you in confidence, but some of the people were with me there at that meeting, so we want to confirm. But kò pẹ́ kò ju bí ọdún méjì náà ló pass on tó lóun náà ó mọ̀ pé ilé lọ́ọ́ ti ń yá. But that Baba became converted. And that is.
I know him very well.
So you know I'm very know.
I know him very well. I've even interviewed him. I've even interviewed him.
So you know, he's a young man. He's a comfortable young man. Díẹ̀ ló máa túbọ̀. Ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń di Ọọ̀ni lọ́nì. Díẹ̀ ló máa di Ọọ̀ni. Èbó ló kóyàwó jọ nǹkan gbogbo ọ̀yẹn ló máa. It hasn't faced. But tí a bá approach ẹ̀ in appropriate manner. You see, ó ní nǹkan tó máa sọ síta gbangba, ó ní nǹkan tó máa sọ lábẹ́lé. Ọ̀rin Olúbùṣe jẹ́ ká mọ̀ yẹn nígbà tá a lọ bí i 1998 nígbà tá a dá Apapo-Omo-Oodua lẹ̀. Ìjọ tá à ń lọ pàápàá àwọn bọ́ọ̀lù àní lọ́wọ́ tó rí gbòyìn. Ó wá láti rí Ṣàgámù sí Ìbàdàn à ń lọ síbi kan ní ká máa lọ. Bàtà débẹ̀ àwọn boys confront ẹ̀ nípa ọ̀rùn kan tó sọ nípa ayé nígbà tí IBB. Ó ní ìwé bọ́n ṣe ń sọ nìyẹn. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ, òun ò fẹ́ bá orí ìtẹ́ àwọn forefather òun jẹ́ jẹ́ ni. Wọ́n pe gbogbo àwọn ọba sí Ìbàdàn. Wọ́n pe wọn sí hall. Wọ́n dẹ̀ show film fún wọn fídíò yẹn àwọn náwó wọn fowó ṣe kankan fowó dáná fún primary. Àwọn rí which naturally anybody will not appreciate. Àwọn ọmọ ẹni tó ń ṣe àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ Abíọ́lá kó náwó àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ nǹkan kó náwó. Bọ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n jáde àwọn press ní kábíyèsí kíkan kọ́tà rí ó lágbára díẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n nìkan tóun sọ nìyẹn. Oríṣiríṣi ẹ fẹ́ kóun sọ ẹ fẹ́ kóun kiri. Ǹjẹ́ rántí pé nígbà tí Buhari wà àti Ìdí Àgbọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ tóun àti ọ̀rẹ́ òun Ade-Banjo tóun lọ sí Europe tóun bọ̀ tóun yà ní Israel just for a few hours. But tóun dé the government of that time under the same Buhari Buhari àti Ìdí Àgbọn wọ́n clamp òun into detention òun àti Ade-Banjo for 6 months. Only for 6 months òun kọjá inú gate òun yẹn. Only but you'll be surprised that after 6 months tóun dẹ̀ jìnnà tóun rí Ade-Banjo ó ń sọ fún òun pé òun lọ sí overseas lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta láàrin period yẹn. You can see the double standard.
Benny. Now, I want to ask you.
Òun wà ní detention bí àwọn ń lo another passport fún èèyàn tí wọ́n lọ sí overseas tó ń bọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́ it's supposed to be in detention. Only then another thing only And these are people who are ready to do anything. Can you imagine? Nígbà táwọn kéré bàbá yẹn sọ pé tí wọ́n bá sọ pé Sultan of Sokoto, ó dàbí pé it's next to Allah. But you can see Abacha banishing Dasuki from that office to Adamawa. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ kàn ba orí ìtẹ́ bàbá àwọn òun jẹ́? Ó dẹ̀ sọ bí Abíọ́lá àti Kìngíbè ṣe wá sọ́dọ̀ òun àti òun tóun ṣe ẹ̀ jáde láti ilé agbára tóun interview Kìngíbè tóun lọ pé tán lọ pé ẹ̀kíní wá. Ó dẹ̀ sọ fún Abíọ́lá tán yá ká ṣe ohun tutù kan tán bá.
Now, Chief, I want to ask you this question. Kí ni mo sure pé this is a street ṣé ń gbọ́dọ̀ mi sà? Hello? I think we are having issues. Hello, are you there, sir? Can you hear me? Obviously, viewers, a ní ìṣòro pẹ̀lú network ní location 419, 49. I mean, again, I keep saying when I bring people from Nigeria, it will always remain a kind of a test, a kind of a problem, a kind of you never know. So, but having said that, we don't have any choice. Mo fẹ́ bi àlejò mi ní question kan. I've heard that word many times over, and mo kàn rò pé ní alẹ́ yìí màá tún bè lọ́wọ́ àwọn àgbààgbà wa àgbàlagbà ni wọ́n. The question tí wọ́n bá dé màá bi wọ́n. It's something to do with belief of some people wípé ó lè ní effect. And like I said, I always appreciate all form of efforts tabale, but I have always believed that àwọn effort kan wà taba get it right, the result I'm fair, we will never get it. And so I'm looking forward to having back so we can continue. I'm trying to be slow but then steady. There are also kind of other question I want to ask. But please, at this junction, if anybody has any question, the number is showing on the screen is UK +44 7368 465 054 44 7368 465 054. Ẹ pè wọlé, then you connect it to my guest, Alàgbà Chief Dr. Paul Babatunde Ade-Banjo. I've been discussing, talking and addressing matters arising on the board Nigeria and Yoruba. The next question, like I said, is going to be something of street language. I think it will be street language. Then I'll be asking him also a couple of things to do with our relationship with Nigeria as we speak. Because any which way, we are still in Nigeria. And I don't know, some people will say, we are still in Nigeria, and that is the truth. And that is, I think, that's where the difference between me and some people who does not want to be practical, realistic, and so on and so forth. Kò sí bó ṣe lè ń kórí àwọn tó ń lè travel lọ sí Nàìjíríà tàbí tó fẹ́ travel lọ sí Nàìjíríà, Nigerian passport ni wọ́n ṣe lò àti ìgbà passport ìlú kò ní. Of course, it's automatic. I'm not referring to àwọn tó ní Jamaica, Japanese, India, Pakistani, British, whatever passport. So we all know that. But I like to be real. I want to let me try and call the Baba just to find out. But I can imagine probably they are put on generator. Put on there, and in the process the line cut off. Because I always appreciate àwọn tá a bá pè wá láti Nàìjíríà. Yorùbá lọ́bọ̀ ní ọkùnrin tó ń sọ ara fọkùnrin àkọ́ṣẹ́ ló ń ṣe. The problem is clear in Nigeria, and the problem would be pé is a tough, very, very tough, very, very tough, I repeat, very, very tough situation in Nigeria.
final question tí máa bèèrè lọ́wọ́ báyìí ni pé what exactly should we be looking at? Kí ló dá ní Nàìjíríà gangan? Náà jẹ́ ká tiẹ̀ kí ló dá ní Nàìjíríà? Torí àwọn kan yìí máa sọ pé kò sí o, ẹ lè sọ pé kinní kan ò sí kinní o, ẹ jẹ́ ká bí bàbá. Àwọn náà ti pẹ́ ń bẹ ibẹ̀ làwọn ń gbé. He had told me behind before this meeting all the opportunities tí wọ́n ní láti máa gbé Nigeria. They are choosing to stay back in Nigeria, and that's why some of àwọn tó máa fẹ́ làwà mọ́lẹ̀ àwa tá à ń gbé bí ẹ̀yin náà máa bọ̀ nílé náà ẹ bá fẹ́ kí kinní ìyá ẹ máa bọ̀ nílé. So ẹ bá dẹ̀ gbọ́ ìpẹ́ máa bọ̀ nílé is a kind of a challenge tí some of us yes mo gbọ́ à ń bọ̀ nílé but kinní ẹ máa bọ̀ nílé. So all these are realities that I think we need to address. We need to understand. Because about address it, I should have been players in Safu Toro and the Toro de Kiwale Konikoma song. Very likely my next guest is going to be one of the most, not the oldest, but one of the most wanted journalists in the whole universe. I can tell you, wanted is a negative word now. He has done it all. He has been through all the history of journalism in Nigeria. And he has contributed a lot. And he has a name that when you Google his name, he will tell you that I'm trying to call Chief Ade-Banjo. Hold on. Hello, Baba. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ sà.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ́dẹ̀ máa kàn tẹ ọ̀pọ̀ ó dà pé ti expire bí orí pé ó kọ̀ lẹ̀ lọ.
No, kò expire ọ̀dọ̀ mi ń kọ́ bí sà. Ibi mo ṣe fún yín a lè wà 3 days lórí ẹ̀. Ẹ click lórí link yẹn again, á gbé yín wọlé padà sà.
All right, that's all right.
Okay, sir. Okay, ẹ kọ click lórí á gbé yín padà. Òyìnbó kì máa ń ṣe nǹkan kan máa ń fi àyè ọpẹ́ sílẹ̀. Àwọn little technology it gives me joy pé àwọn ọmọ wa wọ́n lè ṣe even much better than Zuckerberg. In fact you be shocked pé àwọn tó wà ń di technology gangan àwọn ọmọ wa ló wà ń di ẹ̀ gangan. Tó tẹ́ bá mọ bọ́n ṣe mọ gbogbo àwọn technologies wọ̀nyí tán mọ̀ lò wọ́n fẹ́ mọ̀ lò ju àwọn tán ní gangan lọ. But kí la fi ṣe? Tá a bá fi get our together kó máa fi dáadáa a kàn máa create contraption a máa create inequalities ni and that seems to be our tough interman like ní ibi tí ò bá then owó tá a dẹ̀ máa fi support ara ní pé ibi tó bá yí náà ti ń gbọ́ ọmọkùnrin ibi tó máa jẹ́ pé àmọ́ ibi tó yí la máa bára all the time ibi tó yí so ibi tó yí dẹ̀ ti so ó ti wọ̀ wá ní ara tó jẹ́ pé ìgbà míì ẹlòmíì tẹ́lòmíì bá níná gangan báyìí ó máa get angry ni tẹ́lòmíì bá rómi tó jó mi pipe bomb water báyìí ní kí ni gbogbo ilé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ so we need to go back to basics we need to rearrange address àwọn fífi nǹkan let me while we are talking let me try again and see if I can send the link to him because you know why he shouldn't have this problem. Let me see if I can send a link. Bear with me, Emma Bino, because the way things are is Nigeria. Bashinshe Reyo. And that will always be an issue. That will always be an issue. Aha, what to do? To go for yes, Baba, ẹ padà ẹ ti dé.
Yes, mo ti padà.
I'm sure it was a network problem. Now, I've been thinking of wanting to ask some of my elder statement towards the program yìí. Now, àwọn mo ti gbọ́ tán pé kinní kan ní gbòsgbàs àbí gbàsgbòs. Ẹ ti gbọ́ rí sà?
Gbàsgbòs.
Gbàsgbòs.
Kí lẹ pè é?
Wọ́n ní gbàsgbòs. Ṣé ẹ pé yìí ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹ ní kan sẹ́ńpẹ́. Sẹ́ńpẹ́ is a street language kì í yóò ṣe Yorùbá náà.
Kéèyàn tẹ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ kó lọ ṣe slang. Gbàsgbòs ẹ bá jẹ́ mo ti jẹ́ nǹkan tẹ̀ ń sọ.
Kí lẹ rò pé àwọn tí wọ́n believe kì í ṣe ìjà kì í ṣe nothing personal mo kàn fi sọ̀rọ̀ ni àwọn kan believe pé gbàsgbòs yẹn làwọn bá àwọn òjòyè kan àwọn tó ń dá sí ohun tó ń nídìí nìyẹn kí lẹ rò pé ó lè ti di gbàsgbòs jáde.
Well, èmi ò rí pọ̀rọ̀ gbàsgbòs pọ̀ sí níwàánú ìtì à ń ṣe yìí. It's an idea, it's an ideology. It's the idea that we want to be on our own. It's like an idea which will not die. And if you want idea to become institutionalized and to achieve its objective,
I'm sure it is the network, but the good thing about this network is that tí wọ́n padà dé ó ti correct ti background noise yẹn. But having said that, we still need to continue with this. So as I was saying, I personalize my questions to meet the structure of my guests. So I've been talking with Chief Dr. Babatunde Ade-Banjo, and at least as you can see, he has been able to at least throw more light to some of what we are doing, how we should be doing it. He will come back again. Bashima continue. And as you see, more very question because again, if anybody was like gbasgbos, you understand three months láti be lọ́wọ́ èèyàn mi kan tó close mọ́ mi gan pé gbasgbos. On the life me gbasgbos kada si rough. But the question I always ask ni ke taba ni kada si rough, kí la máa get out of that kada si rough. And as you can see, àlejò mi wọ́n allude sí pé àwọn ọba àwọn ìjòyè kan ó yẹ ká àgbààgbà báyìí ó yẹ ká come up with an idea of how to liaise, communicate with them, because àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí kò ṣeé dá ṣe, a lè dá ṣe. Mo sure pé tí n bá tún ṣe example yẹn pé tá bá ní àǹfààní pé ó yá ẹ wá decide, tá bá ní ká wá decide, I'm sorry, I need to allude to this all the time. Tá bá ní ká wá decide, kí ni guarantee pé tá bá ti fẹ́ decide ìjẹ́ a lè rí ṣe tí olùgbà fẹ́ decide láàrin àwọn tó ń fẹ́ àtàwọn tó ń fẹ́. A lè kàn assume wípé gbogbo everybody fẹ́ ni, it doesn't work that way. Kò possible. Tí ó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, tí ó bá jẹ́ pé ó jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, àwọn nǹkan kan á ti wà láyé tó máa jọra wọn. Bí a ń ṣe kan náà now, and despite that, àwọn kan ṣì agree láti lọ fẹ́ tápà, ẹlòmíì ṣì agree pé òun ò lè fẹ́ kí Igbo lòun máa fẹ́. Igbo mi dẹ̀ pé kò sí bó ṣe lè kórí Haúsá ni. So bí ilé ayé ṣe wà nìyẹn. We need to learn how to live together. And again, I keep making reference to àwọn tí wọ́n coordinate kìíní. They are not enough. We need more and more people. And that's why I say many a time that our national leader, for me, àwọn méjì bí àwọn mẹ́ta náà kù bẹ́ẹ̀ sílẹ̀, they need more hands. And those three and more people, to them managing, they should be able to agree to work together. So when it comes to a point of it, they also need to work together and agree on issues to let everybody have a say. And then, like Baniman said, democracy. By the way, democracy is is the commonest system or structure in the whole world, but it's very messy. It is very, very messy. Democracy all the time should be the best way forward. No, it just doesn't work that way. And in fact, they make it to look like a majority of people will always have their say. No, sorry, yeah, they always have minority now, and how come they have a say? So it's not put it to vote. So táwọn mẹ́wàá wá bá wà mí tẹ̀ tí wọ́n á gí nǹkan kankan tí mẹ́rin tó brilliant ideas, fantastic ideas, not to get it right kankan. Ẹjẹ́ put it to vote. Put it táwọn mẹ́fà bá ní ẹ̀wẹ̀ àwọn gbọ́n tí Chief Adéyẹmí sọ, àwọn gbọ́n tí Madam Kini kan sọ, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ò rò pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, let's vote. Wọ́n bá vote. Mẹ́fà, in fact 5.5 gangan. The 5.5 bá ti agree by the time the majority carries the vote. So these are things that we please need to start to understand and learn. Ilé ayé dẹ̀ tí ìgbà kan tẹ́ pé gbàgbòsà ní pé nǹkan tán bá ń ta ìtàwọn ọmọ tàbá ṣẹ̀ ń gbà yẹn tán bá nà wá ní Yàbá ìgbà tá ìwà school tán bá nà wá ń bì kan tán bá nà wá dé látúndé nànà lé bàbá ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbé nìkan tẹ̀lé ẹ báyìí ó kàn máa ń pò wọ́n mọ́ ọmọ tún lóye gbà ní. It doesn't work that way anymore. So nísìnyí tẹ bá ìwọ bá tiẹ̀ ṣọ́ra kí àwọn tó na ọmọ ọlọ́mọ láti ibì kan tó bá ti ṣe mistake náà gangan tó ọmọ yẹn gangan ò bá lù ẹ̀ padà ó kàn lè tún tẹ̀lé lọ́lé. So we are developing, we are evolving every day ní gbogbo oríṣiríṣi nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀. So that we are not getting it right, and that's why I have said it pé ẹ má jẹ́ kí ẹnìkan kọ́kọ́ rí ajá kó fi picture ajá kó lọ́bọ̀ ni káwọn kan dẹ̀ wọn apajá lọ́bọ̀ fún wa. You can't. It's a deficit in education of how things are supposed to be, how things are supposed to work. We are not following the pattern of Biliaishin develop. And some people are also saying, it takes Rome 300 years. It takes, so she had to do 300 years. Can't we pick up? Can't we? Most of us, Kalamara, 1 million naira, least. So that means more than 1 million account only month. So I need more opportunities in this world, but you can get it right. Then the issue of auto in most cases is not a cheap commodity, because normally a lot of people don't photo on this auto. And there are many things they put together láti make ordinary person to láti sòótọ́. An average person has been taking care of problem problem accommodation, Medicare, transport. There's so many things. Why do I have to lie? I have gone to visit somebody not long ago. When he heard about only not Lagos Island, Love Island. You can see everything and diversion. Why they turn around back compare to a program to one to yato after Channel 4 News. These are part of democracy. These are part of where you are harnessing, you are ruling human beings. I will deny everything. I think I just bóyá ibi tí yẹn ti lọ bóyá kàn sáré drop £400 ni, whereas ibi tí oríṣiríṣi nǹkan wá ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ọmọ 13 years gan á ti ṣe photo, á ti ṣe quick video, á ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká get nǹkan kan. We can not get something from nothing just like that. And that is why tí àwọn kan fi ráyè kó wọ movement yìí lára. Wọ́n ráyè kó wọ movement big time. Wọ́n dẹ̀ sì ń take advantage pé àwọn ọ̀gánmùṣe ni ó wà available tí èèyàn lè lò. Ẹ bá ti ṣe nǹkan kan fún wọn kí wọ́n drop 500,000 naira èèlò nìyẹn. Ẹ bá mi ṣe calculation kẹ́pẹ́ wọlé tí àwọn á fi yẹn kú lógún. Tẹ́lòmíì wà tó yẹ pé far back 1970 owó tí àwọn jáàmù tó ń fún NGO táwọn ẹlòmíì máa ń ṣe tó máa fi ń dá tó máa fi ń tọ́jú ajá. I was when I first went to America in the 80s, just 1980 nítorí wá ṣe NYSC ní Nàìjíríà. So ọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tí mo dé sí akọ̀wé program lálẹ́jọ́ yẹn ni kọ́pù kan náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sunkún náà sun ẹkún arò ẹkún yẹn pọ̀. Mo wá ń bèèrè níbi lè ṣẹ̀dá mẹ́ka kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Wọ́n náà sọ pé máa ṣe pé burial of ọ̀rẹ́ wọn mo ní ta lọ ọ̀rẹ́ wọn gbọ́mọ wọn ni ó ní dog how dare you kí ló mean ní dog tòótọ́ wọ́n gbé kọ́pù dog yẹn wá. Bàbá yẹn nìyá yẹn wá bàbá yẹn ló ti ń sunkún jù ìyá ló ń sọ pé kó má wọrí kó láìpẹ́ káwọn tún pàdé ní ayé àtúnwá káwọn pàdé níbì kan wọ́n á wò ó ajá ẹ̀ tìrìtì báyìí. Mo ní ajá tí àwọn aráàlú tèmi táwọn àfi mọ́tò ìlú ọmọ apádànù lókèlè dé mi tàbí àwọn Kàlàbà tàbí àwọn eré àbí kan. So there's so many things tá a ṣe ń ṣe odd tí ò bá yé mu tí ò bá kiri kan lọ. Bàbá de like I said èmi lè rí differently kẹ́yìn má rí differently pípọ̀ àwọn tán rí pé ó sì better ṣé wá sì better that's fine ẹ máa lọ gbé bẹ̀ ẹ fà àwọn tó wá dẹ̀ rí pé decency wà. Just like one time I was having some phone conference with àwọn èèyàn mi kan and wọ́n á sọ̀rọ̀ so they start coming up with that's fine. I have nothing against wọ́n fẹ́ commerce wọ́n fẹ́ kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ wá ìtẹ́ fẹ́ lọ kọ́lé sílé tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní lè gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀ dẹ̀ mọ̀ tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Why don't you use what is written in the Bible pé ibi tí yàn bá ń gbé nílé ẹ̀ even though there is nothing wrong pé ẹni tí ẹ gbé ibì kan ẹ lè tún ra lé síbòmí that's fine ní yàrá kan náà bẹ́ẹ̀dì kan náà lè máa sùn lónìí. But what I'm saying ni pé ẹ máa jẹ́ ká tanra wa because àwọn kan sì ní notion wọ́n sì ní belief wípé táwọn bá dé Nàìjíríà life is cheaper life is better àwọn bá kó $5,000 to $2,000 lọ àwọn máa ṣe bí ọba ẹ má bínú kí má jẹ́ pé mo lo gbọ́. Let me call my man again. It's very very unfortunate that we're going through this problem. So let me call him again. Go. Ẹnìkan sọ fún mi pé tí wọ́n ń show calling nìkan that might be something to do with the data. So calling nìkan ló ń show right. So it might not be and I don't have èmi kò wá ní data láti pè direct torí there was a time I'm able to fill my international calling card. So I could have called that but even the back pè direct gangan tí data ti tán níbi tá à ń sọ yìí. So what do we do with that? So the answer to the question is might be issue of data or probably total power failure to ensure calling to the so but while I'm waiting because I dedicated this thing for 2 hours what I can promise you anything wo wa tí ó bá pé 2 hours gẹ́gẹ́ I will have to end the program and then hopefully I'll bring it back again. Anyway, it's very big questions. So but let's go back to talking. For those of you who want to ask questions, every day you will answer one, but the answer my arrangement. Understand? So again, I'm just saying this tomorrow. Might be I'll be bringing to my studio to be my guest another one big fish. When I say big fish, I'm talking about our elders who are that they have history, they have story to tell. They've been in it, they know what it is, and experience it. And when they asking youth, I can also, even though I'm also a youth of our Agbagbo. So when I want to wait it on you, so going to be 76 does not mean pé mi láwọn àgbàgbà kan wájú àgbégbélé tí ẹ ń ṣe àwọn àwọn ọmọ inú mi ara pé kí tiẹ̀ ní bàbá ẹ jẹ́ gbádùn ẹ lọ sẹ́ńpẹ́ ẹ̀jọ́ ṣé báwọn kan ti wà already in 77 ṣe pọ́n náà mọ́lẹ̀ mi. So that's by the way. So I asked that question, and that was a very important question for me, issue of our youth. From experience, when you look at what is going on in Iceland, Sweden, Norway, Scandinavia, UK, àwọn ọmọ mi rò pé most of àwọn leaders wọn kò sí ìtò tí wọ 45. In fact, Mataron bí kíní Mataron tó wà kíní gangan, when he became president of France, he was in his 40, maybe he's in 40s or whatever. So, and that is also France is one of the major countries that has decision to make as how this world might turn. And that is, you are going to know who they are. Number one is Supreme Council. They are superpowers. Gbogbo yẹn ni ó pẹ̀lú nǹkan tá à ń try láti sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa. To get a nation from a nation, we will still have to contend with àwọn èèyàn wọ̀nyí. That is, we are talking of where 16 or 19 a country out of about 300 countries all over the world. Ọ̀nà rẹ̀ pa ọ̀nà ní agbára. Bẹ̀dí mi àwọn 16 yẹn gangan agbára wọn kò tí wọ́n bá ní kán dìbò fún kankan. Ẹ̀ ń láti make sure pé àwọn márùn-ún yẹn wọ́n dìbò fún ohun tẹ́ ń fẹ́ yẹn. So tá bá dìbò tí China bá rẹ pé irọ́ ẹ má ti jẹ́ kán lọ, wọ́n jẹ àwọn Nàìjíríà jẹ àwọn lówó, and as far as they are concerned, combination Nàìjíríà yẹn tí wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ yọ Ìgbò, wọ́n fẹ́ yọ Haúsá ń bẹ̀, nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ̀nyẹn àwọn olówó wọn bọ̀. And that would be their right to say. Does not mean pé a fẹ́ kí Yorùbá lọ, but these are procedure, these are hurdles, and that's why we need to get this thing properly. This business of wanting to leave Nigeria is a serious business. It is a serious business, and we need to get it right. So if anybody is thinking gbàgbós tàbí gbósgbà tàbí nǹkan tàbí ẹ máa ṣépè fún wọn ni àwọn ṣèkínní kan ni, it's okay, that's fine. Kẹ́ni kankan máa misunderstand me, especially èèyàn mi tí mo ti gbọ́ lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ẹ̀rín kan pa mí ni pé because the question máa bèrè kí làwa máa rí gbàǹdì ẹ̀. So tábàlẹ̀ ṣì ń wà ní situation táwọn kan ní kẹ́nìkan lọ assembly lọ́jọ́ta táwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n wà ní Germany tàbí wọ́n wà ní London, àbá jẹ́ ká rúri nà tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ̀ pé tẹ́nìkan lọ demand fún kan lọ assembly ń bẹ̀ yẹn nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ̀nyẹn ẹ mọ̀ pé lórí irọ́ ni. Why would anybody do that? But that's what we get. And I also want to fi àsìkò yìí, this is also part of the question tí bẹ́ẹ̀ bèèrè lọ́wọ́ my guest. Is it right? Can it be possible if somebody would declare a national within a nation and the government, kí ni rules and regulations of that follow? Kí ni government ní ẹ̀ láti ṣe? We haven't seen any reaction. Yes, the only one close reaction tí mo rí, tí mo gbọ́, tí mo kàn rẹ́rìn-ín tí mo rẹ́ pé that could be so, is the government of Nigeria kàn wí pé àwọn ní history ẹni yìí lọ́wọ́. You cannot be serious. Kí ló ń sọ àwọn kan lè take it serious? Àwọn tó máa declare tí àwọn máa take it serious ni pé wọ́n bá tó bẹ̀ kó jẹ́ àwọn, I don't want to start mentioning names, but ẹni yìí àwọn ọmọ àwọn nǹkan tí ẹni láti sponsor. So because tó bá ní gbogbo àwọn ọgbọ́n yìí ni ó yẹ kó ti fi wọlé election, ó yẹ kó ti fi ṣe kinní, because it's in history also, it's also part of what we are saying. Àwọn tó ń advice MK Abiola kó declare ní Ẹ̀pẹ́tẹ̀dó ní June 12, 1993 ìyẹn declare suggestion wọn, advice wọn náà ló gbé ènìyàn títí dé wípé tí náà bá sọ pé Abiola àwọn ọlọ́pàá lè mú Abiola, ẹni tó ti ẹ̀sùn yẹn lásán àwọn ní kọ́kọ́ pa síbẹ̀ yẹn mi á try láti gbé délé, kán ba délé ibi tó ti ń bọ̀, kán lè pa gbogbo àdúgbò yẹn. Ìyẹn máa tún bẹ̀ sí take lọ sí ààbò mí ni, but as it is gbogbo ẹ̀ ti di stream. So I'm more concerned about àwọn èèyàn. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run, ẹ máa ń wo program tí bàbá yìí, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, we are not monetizing anything. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ní sùúrù, ẹ jẹ́ ká fara balẹ̀. Question náà wípé okay, how do we do it? Báwo la fẹ́ ṣe? À á ṣe, but it's not a journey. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn kan ti sọ, it's not a journey wípé relay tàbí 100. So sprint faster do the other ones. Anyway, it's not a marathon. It's a sprint that can have you. So we need to understand that all these are little things. Well, I will have to end the show now. Unfortunately, it's going to be 2 hours exactly. So thank you very much for viewing, and thank you very much for seeing me. If you have any question, leave it later on my next show. Bye bye.